Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. Today we're doing one of the dawntrail quests. Lindblum, we hardly knew ye. The amiable elder seemed starved for company. There I was beginning to think I was the only one left. Perhaps you'd like to join me for a moment or two? The place was once something of an unending dream, but by all appearances the reverie is finally over. And well, to put it simply, I'm desperate to talk with someone. If you feel like stretching your legs, why don't you come find me by the bridge here in Blooms of Discovery? I'm sure we can try to accommodate that. Oh, I'm glad you came. I'll get straight to it. How familiar are you with the nation of Lindblum? Precisely. Alexandria fought with its neighbor Lindblum during the storm surge, and it was the latter who produced the dreadful weapon that wrought disaster. To focus on this spirit of conflict reveals a nation loathed by the people of Alexandria. Yet for much of the nation's shared history, Lindblum was simply a neighbor, albeit one with the rather different customs. All this talking to me put me in the mood for another wander. Come and find me when you're ready to hear the rest of my ramblings. Let's continue. Now, in many ways, a nation can be viewed as the culmination of technology and culture. I wonder where your interest lies. It's hard to pick one over the other, really. There needs to be a blending of the two. That's often the case, is it not? I apologize for putting you on the spot. Lindblum was always revered for its technological prowess. After all, this was the nation that revolutionized travel. The invention of the air cab and the airship designs that combined magic and machine to remarkable effect. Despite such advancements, they held dear to time-honored traditions. Among them, the hunt. This festival of frenzied violence saw city streets awash with the blood of fiends. Intentionally released a sport for brave warriors seeking to prove their skills. A nation on the forefront of technological innovation, yet steeped in the wild vestiges of its past. An interesting duality, I'm sure you'll agree. Lest we get too comfortable standing here, I suggest we make for Lay Node Arrow to finish up our discussion. I'm sure you'll have your reasons for being here just as I have mine. Despite that, you chose to humor this old woman, and for that you have my thanks. I had a wonderful time talking with you. You might have gathered by now, but in my past life I taught history. When the time came to retire, I stayed true to my passions and began to study my family's past. To trace my lineage back through the generations, I made quite a disturbing discovery. One of my ancestors was originally from Lindblum. She had made her way to Alexandria around the time of the storm surge. The war broke out not long after she married. As far as I could glean from the records, instead of returning to her native land, she remained in Alexandria for the rest of her life. When I discovered my connection to Lindblum, I pledged to learn more of our longtime foe. Although records were scarce, I dedicated what time I had left to my research, determined that at the very least I would remember the nation's fate. It's not too much to ask. I'd love to hear your thoughts about everything I've told you. You're quite right. If it weren't for the storm surge, my ancestor may have had the option of returning to lindblum one day. I must apologize. Knowing that this would be my last lecture, I got a little carried away, but I simply had to share this with someone. Little did I know that I'd be blessed with such an enthusiastic student. You're a kind soul indeed. May the time you have left here prove fruitful and fulfilling. And so that was the quest, Lindblum, We Hardly Knew Ye. It, it's interesting to think of how much of various nations' cultures and individual histories was been lost to the ravages of war. All because one set of humans could not overcome them being different. There's nothing wrong with them being different. There is something wrong with you for wanting to wage war on them because they're different. And just because they're different. It doesn't matter who it is or how they're different. That you're not the good guys. No matter how much you want to justify it, you're not. Thank you for joining us here today for this little video here on YouTube. Hopefully we'll see you again, either another video here on YouTube or maybe one of our mini streams over on Twitch at the same channel name. Till then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.